Gentlemen, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm going to be officially updating you on some more latest news. I've just looked at some recent reports and it's in the favour of Alexis Sanchez. Now then, it had been clarified that he had been dismissed for the Community Shield game. He also didn't contribute in pre-season, as he said he was sick. And since he has been training though, he has looked happy with the club. He's been kissing the badge and that, and he has had discussions with Arsene Wenger over his future. And it had been clarified that Sanchez was very capable of staying with seeing out his deal and staying with the club. And in the next summer he would become available as a free transfer, would Alexis Sanchez. But we know teams have been heavily linked with the player. We know City have been in there, we know Munich have been in there, and we know Paris Saint-Germain have been in there for the player as well. And I think Chelsea have been in there. He's currently, I think it's £275,000 a week he's currently receiving at Arsenal. We know he has been demanding a £400,000 a week. And we know what PSG said, because PSG have just brought the world. They've just bought Neymar and smashed the other deals, but they're still keen on Alexis Sanchez, and apparently they may have made more inquiries about him going into January to try and capture Sanchez on the board. But PSG did know out if they were to step their interest in the current player, the PSG president would have discussions and advance talks with Arsene Wenger. And we know Sanchez has been keen on the move to maybe reuniting with Manchester City under Pep Guardiola, as they're bonding fantastically well at Barcelona. You know, the thing speculating Alexis Sanchez, you know, the other classified a couple of weeks ago, he was in Paris discussing things through with his agent and PSG about a potential move. This was obviously before they got the Neymar deal done. But then basically we know what Sanchez said, that he wants Champions League football, and we know Arsene Wenger since that day has stood firm. He's mistranslated everything that's been said basically, and Arsene Wenger's basically said he is not staying, he will stay with Arsenal, and this is what Arsene Wenger has suggested all the way. And Manchester City have been in there, and now apparently PSG have come in with they're preparing to put an 80 million bidding for Alexis Sanchez, and they're willing to offer him a £400,000 a week contract. So I don't know about that, but this is according to reports. PSG are preparing to put an £80 million bid in. Whether they're going to attempt to have more negotiations with Arsenal over the deal, or they're going to wait till January or maybe next summer then to try and capture the player. But Sanchez, I think he did clarify his future, that he will see out his deal with Arsenal apparently, and we was all confident that was going to happen. But I think he's still keen on reuniting with Manchester City. Pep Guardiola will to pay a lot of money for the player. Before they was they offered £320,000 a week plus add-ons, which would nearly take that to £400 million. So if Sanchez were to depart, I think his favoured move would be to Manchester City, a team who spent already over £200 million already. We know Monaco have been in there with a shout as well. But Alexis Sanchez is quick, is strong, you know. His advanced roles at number 7. He's quick, he's strong, fantastic, prolific goal scorer. I think he scored 30 goals, was it last season, in all competitions. And he's an essential player to Arsenal. There could be still players at Arsenal that could be on the verge of going. So they still need to add depth into their squad. Do Arsenal, because they've only got Lacazette. He's going to guarantee them 20-25 goals a season. And we know with Sanchez, they want to currently keep the player. So PSG may step the move now, they may wait till January. Same with Manchester City, we don't know yet, but he will become free. He will become a 3-player after he's seen out his deal. So this is what's being said in the situation. But we know Arsenal want Thomas Lemar. That is their main priority target, is Thomas Lemar. But now there could be a bit of a change of scenery, because now Monaco have quoted out, or its reports have quoted out. If Kylian Mbappe gets sold, Monaco may stand firm, and they will not allow. They'll be resisted, and they will not allow then Thomas Lemar to depart or go to Arsenal. This is what's just been said. But we know Thomas Lemar wants to move. We know the vice president before was reluctant to sell Mbappe and Lemar and that. But apparently now Lemar may not get sanctioned if Mbappe does leave, which looks realistically like it because Mbappe has inquired and he's insisted that he does want to leave the club, even though there was in talks of in the process of securing Mbappe a new deal with the club, and he's only 18. I think he's only been at the club a year or two. Thomas Lermar's good for France, 14 goals, 17 assists last season. We know Arsenal have been in discussions. We know bids have been rejected before, and Arsenal will be frustrated about that. But I think they've been in discussions of a 50 million bid to Arsenal to put in for the player. I think the journalist though did say before he's still confident. He's not one of the most reliable journalists. He's Italian. That he will make the move to Arsenal and that he will depart Monaco. Will Thomas Lerma. It'd be interesting to see, as I said, it'd be interesting to see how these French players would participate in the Premier League. If Mbappe went to Real Madrid, it'd be interesting to see how he participated in Spain. And if Mbappe went to the Premier League, it'd be interesting to see how he would participate in the Premier League, you know, playing around different players and, you know, better players as well. So... And we know Arsenal's other target, and we know Barcelona are also in the race for Lerma as well. And we know Arsenal as a second probably choice or third that they want young Jerry as well. I don't know if there's out updated about that. Jerry can play right centre, scored 7 goals last season for Nice. So yeah, Arsenal have possibly put him there. Barcelona have made inquiries for him. We know with Everton want a couple of Arsenal players as well. I think there were talks they wanted Danny Welbeck. They wanted Olivier Giroud. Their decision, so Arsenal could still lose another couple of their players, let alone Sanchez if he stays or not, which looked of the other day like it was guaranteed he was going to be staying, but now apparently PSG are willing to prepare an £80 million bidding for the player. But with Danny Welbeck, he's an ex-Manchester United player who I think has now been at Arsenal 3 years. I think they captured him off us for, was it 16 million? He has been injured quite on a few occasions as Danny Welbeck. I think he scored 4 goals in 20 appearances last season. He hasn't had much starts really, as is it obviously due to the injuries that he's been suffering. But yes, Everton have already done fantastic business in this transfer window. They have done fantastic business in this transfer window of Everton. They've got 7 players. Rooney's in form. They've got what's his name now? They've got Pickford. They've got a lot of good players in there. You've got Michael Keane at the back, and they're still looking to get in a few more players as Ronald Koeman to strengthen and add more depth into Everton's side, you know, so they can be a competitive team this season. They've also looked into Olivier Giroud, who's a player that's been at Montpellier. I think he's been at Troyes in the past. His performances are fantastic. His Olivier Giroud, he's versatile, he's quick, he's good at driving forward, he's good in the air also, very skillful, very talented player. So he's another key player for Arsenal, and there's still players coming to the end of the contracts with Arsenal. You know, there's Sanchez, there's Chamberlain, who teams are trying to go for, there's Ozil as well. Quite a few players coming to the end of the contracts at Arsenal, and Wenger did say this is ideal, and he did before come out with some bizarre comments. And Arsenal, this is the first time in 2 decades they have not got Champions League football. So I did say it can go against you in that situation as well. Anything else to update you on today? But with the Kylian Mbappe situation, as I said, we know numerous teams have been in for him. Liverpool have been there, but he won't go to Liverpool because there's better options for him out there than Liverpool. Barcelona have made inquiries. We know the agent. We know Barcelona met with his agent trying to discuss a potential deal. Barcelona probably wouldn't be his favoured move, even though they are a massive club. Because he did say, according to L'Equipe, he would either join Paris Saint-Germain or he would join Real Madrid. This is what was basically said. Even though he was captured on a photo shoot with Sané, that could have stirred up suggestions that he may want to go to Manchester City. We know Manchester City have been negotiations getting the player. We know Madrid have been negotiations before getting the player. We know Arsenal have tried getting him before, so we know numerous teams have been in there. How much of an highly rated player. He's one of the highest prospects in world football, you know. Absolutely class player. He's not really at a big team. It'd be interesting to see how he did. Maybe, if it were me, I'd probably maybe give him another season at Monaco to express himself more. Not just get him into that higher level straight away. He's only had 1 good season, so he is class, don't get me wrong, but it's a bit insanity judging one player after one season. And he's a class player. I'd love him at Manchester United, a prolific goal scorer. His performances for France, absolutely fantastic as well. This is why he's attracting a lot of interest from teams, and this is why City have done good business. Chelsea have captured Bakayoko, and Monaco will be disappointed because they're losing all their good players in their team, even though they've got a few individual persons, but they'll need to look more into the region if they do lose Mbappe, if they do lose Thomas Lemar. But quoted out, if Mbappe leaves, Thomas Lemar may not join Arsenal, so that may be bad news for the Gunners fans. So there's still plenty more transfers to be done so far in this transfer window. So I've got anything else to update you on today. And as I did say, Chelsea are looking to spend more, as I keep saying. And apparently now, Tottenham's Eric Dyer apparently could be joining Bayern Munich for £50 million. This was according to ESPN. Eric Dyer, who was a target for Mourinho before. I would have preferred him over Matic, to be quite honest with you, but I think Matic participated fantastically well in his first debut game against Sampdoria. But Eric Dyer, Munich have made inquiries. I think they're preparing to put a 50 million bid in. But as I said before, Mourinho wanted to get Eric Dyer. He was keen on him. He was willing to pay £50-60 million and double the player's wages as well. I think he was adamant that he may wanted to make the move, but Tottenham were reluctant and resisted to currently offload the player off because they know how much of an important figure he is. But Eric Dyer to switch from Tottenham to Bayern Munich would be a huge step, and he'd be in that higher level. He'd be a much better team. And, you know, with Bayern Munich, we've already got Vidal in there now. They've got Vidal, they've got James Rodriguez in the mix. They have made a couple of signings. They've got a fantastic manager with a good pedigree, Ancelotti. And, yeah, and they're looking to get Eric Dyer on the board. So, I'd have liked Eric Dyer. He's versatile, he's quick, he's good in the air, he's good at driving forward, he's skillful. Very good, tenacious, combative player. Bayern Munich are in talks with the player. So but they're looking to offload Renato Sanchez because Renato Sanchez is not going to get that game time. The minutes have not been confirmed. Nothing much more has updated in favour of the 19-year-old player. We know Manchester United had been in there. We know Liverpool had been there. Chelsea. Obviously, I think they've dispelled the myth now. They're not currently going for the player. He may stay at Bayern Munich, but he's not going to get them minutes. He had a fantastic glowing reputation in the Euros, did Renato Sanchez. He is a good, fantastic midfielder, and I do like him because he can play on wide roles as well. But he may stay at Bayern Munich, but he will want to leave the ex-Benfica player because he's not going to get them minutes under his belt with Bayern Munich. So, and then especially adding Eric Dyer into their mix if Tottenham go along with this. So Tottenham will be the most frustrated team out of the top four teams because they have not significantly yet got their first significant signing of the summer yet. So they're still in search in this transfer window of that happening. So we'll see. Anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments and likes below my video. Subscribe to my channel and take it easy. And I'll see you later. Bye.